Hyundai.
All right, Ashton, what are we doing?
We're finding a Miata to work on.
We're hunting for a Miata. Nah, so this lady came up to Ashton at his work and was like, my throttle band replaced. So that's our job now. That's the first part of the mission.
I don't know what we're doing. We're looking for the car.
We just kind of walked into this place because she said to walk in and grab her car. So we're like, okay. That's what's kind of what's going on. So, hide and go seek with the Miata, I guess.
This is true.
Until we find it. It's been about 2 hours. We're still looking for this thing. Park security is about to kick us out. They got cool little bikes. We're going in Chipmunk Circle now. The other one was Turkey Trotting Trail. I don't know if we'll be able to find it, dude.
Turkey Trot Trail.
Where are we going?
10 years later.
Woo-wee!
Dude broke it already.
Woo!
Alright, so we got the center console out. There's one bolt right there that we don't know where it goes. There's those are screws, 2 screws there and on the side. Alright, you're gonna take the little center console thing up and off, move the sound, what's it called?
Sound deadening.
It's insulation. There you go. There's gonna be that boy covering that. 4 bolts are all 12 mil, and there's gonna be 10 millimeter bolts. So you got the shifter. I'll remove that. Now
all those were all 10.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're all 10. My bad. And then you're gonna have to also unplug power window switch if you have that. We should be done for the top. Now it's time to head to the bottom. All right, Ashton, getting your workout in for the day.
Pretty much.
If you're working on a customer's vehicle, check the fluids while you're here, like the brake fluid.
Customer states there's a whining when she's shifting gears.
Yes. You feel the transmission, you can actually hear or feel it. So.
That's the only one you put the clutch in.
Yep.
So. What size did you give me?
14.
Alright. First things first right now. We're underneath the car. We gotta get this body brace off. Right here. We got, I don't know, maybe 4 bolts, 3 bolts. Oh wait, there's more bolts over here. So 3 and 3. So we got 6 bolts and they're all 14. Just zip them off. Be like nothing, like butter.
Well, he's getting that brace off. That burned me. He's getting that brace off. This bolt here. This bolt here. Gotta take out the exhaust. Depending on the body, there's a bunch of different mounts. So, braces. Watch your head.
Wow.
Alright, so using this tool, we're gonna undo these bushings here in a second, but first we're gonna unbolt the exhaust from the headers. If you look right here, you can see a lot of oil seepage. It's called the rear main seal is leaking. Always replace it when you're doing this. We're gonna ask the customer if she wants to do it. If not, we'll understand. We'll send her pictures, but highly recommend doing it while doing this job because you're in here. It's like a $40 part. It's a little labor, but I mean, just get it done. All right, 3 bolts. 1, 2, and 3. This one's easiest to get to. This one's kind of a pain, but they're all 14.
One we're not gonna be able to get with the impact.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I also have to disconnect these bolts here, connects it to the engine. All right, exhaust is off. Looks like someone tried to cut this at one point. Don't be that guy. Like it's long enough to move to the side.
It's got to ground it there for a reason, dude.
Yeah. So we're going to take off the PPF now and the drive shaft. PPF's got 2 bolts here, 1 bolt here, 2 tiny bolts to make it easier to line this up afterwards. And then disconnect all the side pieces, and there's a ground over there too. Then you have 2 bolts in that differential PPF mount, and then you're gonna have 4 bolts for the drive shaft. It'll slide right out. Transmission should drop a little bit. So if everything comes out smoothly, it'll be really nice. So, all right, drive shaft is about to come out. All 4 bolts are loose and ready to pull the drive shaft out.
We did pull it.
No, we didn't. We're gonna loosen the drain plug bolt for the trans and let it drain into a little pan, and then, oh, look at that, drive shaft is out. All right, so now
This is true.
gotta get the last 2 PPF bolts off over there, and we'll be set. Now, something I recommend do is get a jack and lift up the trans a little bit, so all the weight isn't on the PPF. It's not gonna cause us to not be able to get it off. There's also a ground on the back of the PPF.
All right, so essentially what we gotta do here is with these clean Miatas, the bolts don't get broken like they did on mine. So we just pop this out a little bit, and then you just take yourself a hammer and hammer it up, and then the spacer on the top will be able to come out, and then you will be able to unbolt it completely, and then pull it out.
Oh my lord! Hit it with the impact while I push down a little bit.
That's fair. There it goes.
Again.
Yeah, now you're crushing my hand. There you go, just like that. Oh, and all that dust, wonderful. Now Mazda decided to make a little notch on these spacers, which on the NAs, they weren't there. And, I didn't even have to pry this one out. It just started falling out whenever I was hammering this one.
That's nice.
Which is nice. Now I just gotta go. Now do that one and hammer it. Spacer fell out for real. There it goes. Top one's not out yet. What? Yeah, well, I'll have to give it some more ugga-duggas.
Alright, so PPF will just literally slide out if you get the transmission being held up by the jack. And now we got some wires up here to disconnect, and this one, I'd say jack it up a little bit, and then disconnect your clutch slave cylinder here. Make sure all the lines are out of the way. And then you will be set to disconnect all these bolts and pull the trans. Alright, so, my fingers went into a screw. Who did that?
It wasn't me or anything.
Anyways, after all the bells and bolts are off, jack the trans up a little bit. Having a trans jack is, well, preferred and professional, but we have a regular jack. So we're gonna jack up a little bit and we're gonna pull straight back on it. Alright, so we just drop the trans and this is it. It's a little worn, you can tell too, it's been
It should not look like that. Show them what it should look like.
the new one. SKP. My number N0 or N4074. Yeah, they're pretty good. All right, old.
Dude, she's mint.
New.
The old one I'm talking mint, obviously.
Really greased up versus this.
That's way too free.
Yeah, that was making a lot of noise. We're glad we got it out before it boom.
Yeah, let's check out the clutch while we're down here. So, oh, that's good.
Pressure plate doesn't look too bad. There is some wear on these teeth, but that's not.
It's normal, especially for, you know, the 80,000 miles it has on the car.
Yeah, no, 66,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
No play.
We would recommend getting a new clutch, but I don't think the lady wants a new one.
No,
so.
she doesn't.
It's like, well, while we're here, might as well, but no, okay. So, keep your
Pilot bearing's good.
It's good.
Dude, the pilot bearing's mint. Still good.
Wow. Yeah, pilot bearings in the back on the flywheel. Always check that too. Yeah, okay. Well, I want to see if the input shaft got damaged at all either.
Oh, from the bad wear.
Yeah. Holy oily in here, dude. This is, wow.
Should we brake clean it?
Yeah. It's not bad. We should, oh, take a look at this. So you always want to look at here at the wear on this. And there's a decent amount of wear. You can feel the difference. But I mean, we should be fine to send it. It's just not ideal. With all this oil too, she's leaking. It looks like just regular oil because there's a lot of it collected under the flywheel too. I don't know. Call the customer up and let them know what's going on and ask what they want to do. So, all right. So, throw out my ring here. See, you don't want to have it raw like this. All right. You want to grease this hoe up.
Grease her up, boys. Mix her up. Make sure nice and good.
All right, I'm gonna get a little dab of this and just.
I'm watching. I can see you in there.
And then we're gonna slide this on a little bit and get some more. And get some more. Bro, I can't reach this. Stop.
He got mad. Stop!
Okay.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Why did we both just say that, bro?
You said that too.
Yes. All right, grease it up. All right, slide the throat bearing on and put it on the clutch fork. So make sure it slides properly. Make sure it's greased. And now we're gonna put the trans back on. Putting the transmission in can be difficult, but the way we did it is had a jack under here. I was sitting over here, one hand here, one hand here. Ashton was pushing the jack inward, and we just kind of lined it up, had a piece of wood in the front, jacked the engine up a little bit to hold it in place. Started with a top bolt, then a bottom bolt, then another top bolt, then another bottom bolt, until, you know, make sure it's getting in there, and then tighten it down. But you don't want to, you know, zip it as hard as you can at first, because you'll strip threads. And now we're putting the exhaust back in.
I'm putting the exhaust.
No, it's weed, dude.
Okay, it's alright.
Camera's off, but reconnected the master cylinder exactly how I take it off. PPF and drive shaft, same things, 2 bolts there, 2 bolts there for the PPF and drive shaft. You stick it in 4 bolts. Make sure you get the wire harness on too, clip it in, 10mm for the ground strap. Now we're gonna put the exhaust back in. First thing, Ashton's put on that side, everything in the hanger. Then we're gonna thread through this O2 sensor, if he gets it. And then we're gonna put the 3 bolts back up top, plug in the O2 sensor, and then connect these 2 pipes. All right, and we're gonna also install the body braces. Kind of covered everything too. All right, the last brace is in. The exhaust is fully connected. We're gonna drop it down and take her on a test drive. And get cleaned up our first customer car, white car especially. Okay, so we took the car on a test drive and it drove great. The sound was gone. No more vibration or bearing noise. So, all good. Take it back to the customer. They're satisfied. They're happy, you know. So, yeah, that's the basics on how to replace the throwout bearing on a NB Miata. It's going to be about the same for any NA and NB majority or interchangeable transmissions. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.